Hi, I'm Simon with AppliancePartsPros.com. Today we're going to show you how to repair your appliance. Are you ready? Remember, anytime you work on your appliance, make sure it's unplugged or the circuit breakers are off so there's no chance of electrocution. In this video, we'll show you how to replace the evaporator motor in a Maytag refrigerator. It's going to be a very easy repair. Should only take a few minutes to show you how to do it. For this job, we're going to need a 1/4-inch nut driver, a pair of pliers, a long flat blade screwdriver, a short flat blade screwdriver, and a Phillips screwdriver. When you open up the package, you're going to get a new evaporator motor and a harness. The evaporator motor is located inside the freezer compartment behind the rear cover panel. It circulates air through the cold evaporator coil and throughout the refrigerator, keeping it cold. If you don't hear the evaporator fan motor running with the door closed and the fresh food compartment is warm and the freezer is not cold enough, check the evaporator motor and replace it if needed. To get to the part, we need to open the freezer door. I'm going to use the 1/4-inch nut driver to loosen up this couple of screws that holds the door. Two on one side, and we're going to do the same thing on the opposite side. Now next we're going to lift up on the door and remove it. So now we're going to lift up and remove the basket. So next we're going to remove the freezer drawer glides. One at a time. We're going to push down that locking tab in with that flat blade screwdriver and pull out the glide. Alright, stop it right there. So on the opposite side, we're going to press this tab in with that flat blade screwdriver and then pull out the glide. Now we can remove the whole carriage out of the fridge. You can put it down just like that. So now we're going to take out this 1/4-inch screws and remove the bottom rails, and one on each side. Pull it aside and then pull it forward. Now we're going to do the same thing on the other side. I'm going to take out the 3 1/4-inch screws to release the bottom rail. And now we're going to push it inward and then we can pull it out. We're going to pull out the drawer and remove the ice tray. I'm going to pull out the drawer and support it with my knee. So now we need to unlock that mechanism and drop down the wheel. There's 2 tabs, one over there and one here. We need to push them in. Apply pressure down on the drawer. Press it in. And press the other one. Now we're going to do the same thing on the opposite side. Push the drawer down. And then using the flat blade screwdriver, we're going to press in the tabs. To unlock the wheel. At this point we can simply lift it up and remove it from the freezer. Now we can remove both upper rails. Each of them is held in place by a single 1/4-inch screw. So I'm going to use the 1/4-inch nut driver and we're going to remove that screw, move it inside, and then we can pull it out. So we're going to take out this 1/4-inch screw and release the right side rail. Pull it in and pull it out. Now we need to remove the ice maker. I'm going to start with lifting up the arm. It's held in place by 3 1/4-inch screws. I'm going to use a 1/4-inch nut driver. I'm going to take out the bottom screw first. I'm going to put down the arm because it's on the way. And then I'm going to press the 2 side tabs and unlock and pull out the plug. Now we can take this rear screw out. That's a 1/4-inch also. And I'm going to loosen up this screw. And now we can remove the ice maker. So now we're going to remove this bracket and the sensor which is behind the bracket. So I'm going to use the flathead screwdriver. We're going to pry it a little bit to the left. And then there's 2 hinges on the right, 2 tabs. I'm going to free that, turn it around, and there's a sensor. I'm going to slide it out. So we need to remove this grill. It's held in with 3 clips. One in here, one in here, and one that's on the opposite side behind this duct. So, alright, so you're gonna place the flathead screwdriver in that opening and pry this tab just slightly in, and I can hold this while I'm going to use a flathead screwdriver and just push up a little bit this tab here. And now we can pull out the grill. So we need to remove the 4 1/4-inch screws in the corners in order to take out the panel. I'm going to start here using a 1/4-inch nut driver. And now the time to pull out the rear cover panel. Careful with the sensor. Alright, so now I'm going to use the pair of pliers. And I'm going to squeeze these 2 locking tabs on the side of this ice maker plug, and I'm going to push it in. So pull out the plug, and now we can remove the panel out of the freezer. So now I'm going to use a small flathead screwdriver, and I'm going to open the tabs, one here in front, then one at the back, so we can disconnect the plug. Right, so we're going to unplug this plug on the left and press in the locking tab and pull it apart. Then next would be that green ground wire over there. I'm going to remove that clip. So we're going to disconnect this plug on the right side. That's another defrost heater plug, and press in the tab and pull it apart. And now we're going to take off this defrost thermostat. It has a clip, so we're going to lift up on the clips and slide this out. So now we're going to take out the 2 1/4-inch screws that holds that bracket with the motor. And now we can remove the motor assembly with the bracket out of the freezer. So I'm going to bring this evap motor to the workable surface. I'm going to use the flathead screwdriver and I put it down here underneath of the fan blade, and we're going to pry it off. So next we need to open this 2 tabs on the side so we can remove the bracket, the bottom bracket, so we can take out the motor. Now we're going to use a flat blade screwdriver and place it right in here. And I'm gonna pry this open. It's kind of hard. Alright, and turn around. And one more time. Put it aside, and we can remove the motor. And we can unplug this, press the tab, take it apart. Before discarding the old motor, we're going to remove these two grommets. We're going to use it on the new motor. This is the old evaporator motor next to the new one. If you don't have this part, you can get it from appliancepartspros.com. Before installing this new motor, we need to do a couple of things. First of all, we need to take this screw out. That's a Phillips screw with this ground contact. We can discard it, and we're going to install this ground wire from the harness that is supplied with the new motor. Place it in and secure it. Make it tight. Then we're going to connect this two wires to the harness. I'm going to use the one is a little longer, so I got the longer one. I'm going to go on this one. Alright, if you noticed, I'm not choosing the color wise. It doesn't matter which one goes where. And now we can put on the this rubber grommet. And we're going to place the bottom into this bottom bracket, support bracket. Bring this bracket, and then we're going to insert this in. At the same time, this bracket, the gray bracket, should lock into these sides. Push it in. Make sure that both sides are locked. And now the fan blade goes on. Place it onto the shaft and push it in all the way. It has to go down. Now, time to go back into the freezer. I'm going to start with putting one screw in, and at the 1/4 inch, about halfway in. Okay, let's bring the motor assembly with the bracket in, and this back edge of the bracket has to go behind the duct, and then we're going to swing it under, and at the same time we're going to place this cutout over that screw here. Alright, and now we can secure the opposite side with that 1/4 inch screw and tighten the left side. And now we're going to reconnect all the wires. So first we're going to connect the main plug. Push it up until it locks. And then that would be a very important plug. That would be the motor plug. Alright. And then defrost heater plug. Alright, so we have left 2 ground wires here. So
So I'm gonna snap both ground wires here and that panel at the back. And now we can move to the right. Let's clip on the defrost thermostat. It just goes over the tube here. Push on. And then we're going to plug this defrost here on the right. And leave this temperature sensor out like that. Alright, at this point we can bring in the cover panel and place it in. First we're going to put the bottom in. And then I'm going to reach behind and get that ice maker plug. I'm going to put it in. Push it in so it will lock. Then we're going to pull out the temperature sensor through the cutout on the top. And then the last thing would be to fish out the water inlet tube and pull it through the hole here. And then push back on that panel. And now we can secure it with the 4 1/4-inch screws. Okay, so now the grill goes back on. I'm going to place it in the cutout and push in so the tabs will lock. And now we're going to install the bracket and slide the sensor into this opening on the top. Pull it further down, and then I'm going to clip it into this right there. Turn it around as 2 tabs goes into the 2 cutouts, and press this in to lock. Alright, so I'm going to bring in the ice maker. First we're going to insert that field tube into the opening on the back, and then we're going to hang this on one screw that we left in, and I'm going to put in the rear screw. Need to be careful so it won't drop down, and I can tighten the left screw and plug it in. So I'm going to lift up the arm and install the bottom screw. And now we can lower the arm. So I'm going to install the rail in. This step goes in the cutout at the back. Bring it to the wall. And we're going to install this 1/4-inch screw to secure the rail. Tighten it up. So we can install this upper rail back in. This tab goes into the cutout down there at the back. Insert it in and bring it to the side. Alright, so I'm going to bring in the upper drawer, and I'm going to place it on the rail. And then lift up the drawer and press down the bracket. Same thing on the opposite side. Lift it up and push down the bracket here on the side. Okay, let's push it in halfway, and I'm going to install the ice tray. Let's place the ice tray in and push the drawer all the way in. So at this point we're going to install the bottom rails. Slide it in and push it outside to this wall so that the clips will get into the position. And I'm going to secure it with 3 1/4-inch screws here. And we're going to install left side railing and secure it with the 3 1/4-inch screws. So we're going to install the carriage, the assembly. I call it the carriage, the glides and the brackets in, and slide it all the way in so it will lock in. So we're going to place the basket back in. So after we bring the door, we're going to install the top screws first. And now I'm going to bring the bottom in and lock the bottom screw also. And now we're going to use the 1/4-inch nut driver and we're going to tighten the screws. And now we can close the door. Plug the fridge back in and make sure it's cooling. Thank you for being a part of another successful repair brought to you by AppliancePartsPros.com. For any of your future appliance repair projects, please check out our other videos available on our site, on Facebook, on YouTube, and on Instagram.